What's up, y'all? And the world, man. The world is in a state of despair, and the world is in a state of hopelessness. And I never thought that I would say that for 2020. And the pressures of life, Miss Iconic, the pressures of life, they have taken me out. And I know that I'm not the only one dealing with pressure. And so we're here today just to tell you to have compassion for those who are under pressure. And to know that although we are all in the same circumstance, that we all deal with pressure differently.
Absolutely. And the main thing in how you handle pressure is going to be dependent on what you're made of. Because we are all made of different stuff. Yeah. I'm not made of what she's made of. She's not made of what I'm made of. And so I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you. And so we have two components, right? A potato as well as a raw egg. Yep, can y'all hear that? It's raw, right?
It's raw.
So it's a raw potato and a raw egg. And the minute that you introduce a different circumstance to this potato and this egg, they change their character. It changed the entire core of this potato and this egg. This potato has soft, thin skin. The inside is tough. You know, it's hard. This egg has a hard shell on the outside, but it's very fragile. You can't just throw this around and do anything with it. So it's a couple of different situations that we could discuss. You know, if you are an adult, which you should be watching this, then you're dealing with bills. Unfortunately, some of you guys might be dealing with problems in your relationships, problems in your marriage, things going on with your family, your job, in the midst of coronavirus issues. You know, if you even have a job after COVID-19. I don't. I haven't worked since December, so I'm feeling the pressure right now. And then everything going on with the rioting and police brutality and just the racism and everything that we are reliving. Again, that was a part of our history. Those things are just full of pressure, man. And so we want you, like Tiff said, to have compassion for one another and understanding that people deal with pressure different. So to show you what I mean by that, because I'm a visual person, so I learn by seeing. I'm hands-on. So again, we have potato and egg, both raw. Okay? This potato can take a little bit of pressure. Nothing is really happening. The skin broke just a little bit, but it happens. People say things about us. People rub our name in the mud. People do things to us, try to get us fired from our job and everything like that. But you know, we're tough, right? In our raw form. So when you go over to the egg, right? Same amount of pressure that I applied to that potato, I'm gonna apply to the egg. And look what happened. One time. Y'all see this? This potato can take you talking about it. This potato can take you misusing it and mistreating it. This potato can take all of that. It may ruffle some feathers a little bit. You may not feel good about the pressures of life that you're going through right now. But at least you're standing strong as a potato. This egg, people who are egg people, they literally crack under pressure, okay? So that's the first demonstration of how pressure is going to be able to affect you depending on what you're made of on the inside. Now, we also have, since this episode is called Boiling Point, we have a pot of water here, which represents another circumstance. This hammer was our first circumstance. This was pressure. This pot of boiling water is our second circumstance. I mean, that is just life. Everything is just building up, adding on to one another. Right now, you have people rioting and looting and setting things on fire. And these things, while I am not condoning them or encouraging them, these things are a part of a bigger issue, okay? These things are a part of pressures of life. These things are a part of, again, systemic racism. These things are a part of things that we have just been going through and built up and built up and built up and built up and had absolutely no release. The rioting and the looting and things like that, even though they may begin as a peaceful protest, they are a product of extreme pressure that has not had a chance to release. Then we've been in the house for COVID for months. So all that pressure that we were already going through, now we had to sit in that pressure. So this is us sitting in that pressure, right? And depending on if you're an egg or a potato, okay? Depending on what you're made of, it is going to determine what happens after you sit in this pressure, after you reach your boiling point, after the heat gets turned up on you. Those are hot. Can't even touch it. Sometimes people don't even want to be around you if you got too much going on. You see where I'm going with this? Okay? So, we had the pressure on high, the heat on high. We have reached our boiling point as a potato and an egg, okay? And where the potato and the egg started off, like this, under pressure, when you take them to their boiling point and they have to sit in that pressure, in that heat, in that hot water, the entire characteristic of this potato has changed. This potato started off hard. Remember? You hear that? If I take the same pressure now, right? The same circumstance. Look at that. This potato literally, it's had too much heat. It's had too much pressure. It can't take it. It's literally falling apart. That potato is very different from this potato. The only difference is that we have sent it to its boiling point and it had to sit in that, okay? So the form of that potato has changed. This is how a potato looks after you sit it and apply pressure after it being to this boiling point, okay? Flip the situation around. You have an egg who started off like this, cracking under pressure, okay? After we sent that egg to its boiling point, look what happens. Oh, it didn't crumble and break like that one, but it's hard on the inside. It has completely changed form, okay? Yes, it still broke up under pressure, but the point is that the form has changed. The point I'm trying to make with you guys today is that pressure is intense, okay? And once people allow that pressure to build up, because everybody doesn't know how to release pressure. Everybody doesn't know what to do with those types of things. So once that pressure builds up and then you add heat, and I have to sit in there, it's hot in there. It's uncomfortable in there. It is making me change who I am in there. Okay? I started off tough. Applied that pressure And that heat,
So
I crumbled. Started off soft as an egg. Applied that pressure and that heat. It made me hard, right? So some people, guys, when they have pressure, they're potato people. Some people can't take it. Some people crumble and absolutely implode. It's too much. It made this person soft. It made them weak. It made them, and this is not my thoughts, these are society's thoughts.
yeah.
That this person is weak. This person, you know, has no substance because it just crumbles under the pressure. This person has had to start off kind of weak, had a shell, a wall up, a hard exterior to protect the fragile insides, right? Soon as you apply pressure and put it in heat and it had to sit there, the form of that egg changed. It got tough.
Yeah.
It got hard. You know what I mean? But it stayed. It kept its form and everything. So, excuse me. The thing that we're saying to you guys is that everybody is different and everybody handles things different. Depending on what you're made of is going to determine the outcome of how you react to pressure and heat. When you get to your boiling point, people change. Sometimes people, the things that people thought were moral, sometimes people become immoral.
Yeah.
Sometimes people let their anger drive them, their frustration, and that pressure, man, is just fueling it. And we've all heard the term, the term pressure bust pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You can't build all that pressure in there and not expect it to absolutely explode. So today we just encourage you guys that as the world is going through such tumultuous times and turmoil and just everything that we have experienced as of lately, you know, I'm not telling you to bend or fold your beliefs. You believe in what you believe. But I'm saying to have compassion and have empathy, because you may end up as a potato one day. You may start off as an egg.
Absolutely.
But you may end up as a potato or vice versa. Neither one of them is better than the other. Both of them break under pressure. Both of them have pros and cons. It's just one started off one way, and because of the application of pressure and heat, the tables turn.
Yeah.
So you never know when you need someone to have empathy for you, when you need somebody to be compassionate, and when you need somebody to see things from your perspective. So that's all we're asking, man. We don't have the answers, guys. I mean, we've gone back and forth, watched news channel after news channel, video after video, protest after protest, petition after petition. All these things are going on top of COVID-19, on top of
everyday life,
normal life.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot. So we don't have the answers. You don't have them either. But we're trying to give you just a little advice about how to deal with those things. And maybe that can help you before you actually get to the boiling point of where you're just cracking under the pressure.
Absolutely. And
do you have any advice for them?
Absolutely, Ms. Iconic. And again, thank you for the demonstration. So also when it comes to pressure, don't be afraid to get help, because it's not, don't be ashamed of what you're going through, and to try to prevent yourself from getting to that boiling point. You know, make sure that you have someone that you can talk to, and find an outlet. So like if you like to write, or if you like to go run, or whatever you like to do that's therapeutic to your soul, make sure you take time to just take a break.
Yeah.
Because the everyday life is overwhelming, but we're gonna make it.
You might have to take a break from your family, your friends, even your job.
And social media.
Oh, everything. Everything is going to be a product of pressure. You feel pressure from your family. You feel pressure from your significant other or your spouse.
Oh, yeah.
You have pressure from your kids to be this great parent. You have pressure at your job. You have, everything collectively builds up, man. And you just have to take those preventative measures.
Absolutely.
Because that's the best way to combat getting to the point of where you're at your boiling point. That's the best way to combat them, is to just take preventative measures. Take a time out for yourself. Do things that relax your mind. Do things that allow you to clear your mind.
Absolutely.
And refocus your energy where it needs to be, where your priorities are. Certain things you can't just cut off. I cut off people all the time. I don't mind. I'll cut off family, friends, co-workers. I'll cut off a whole job. It doesn't matter. When it comes to my mental health and mental well-being,
it's so important.
It's very important, and I'm not willing to sacrifice that or risk that for anything and anyone.
I agree.
But a lot of you have family and children that you have to come home to every night. You can't run away from those things. And certain responsibilities that you guys have, you can't run away from those things. So don't over obligate yourself to things that either you don't want to do or you don't feel that you have the capability of doing. If you don't have the time and the energy to offer to it, say no. Somebody will appreciate that much. You will appreciate that much more.
Okay.
Than trying to run around and, just wearing yourself down, guys. Take care of yourselves. We absolutely love each and every one of you. And we're hoping for nothing but the best outcome as far as everything that's going on right now. And we are staying prayerful and faithful that you guys maintain your hope as well. If you're one of those people who have lost your hope, please try to find it in something. Try to find that hope again, because that's all we're really pushing on is fumes and hopes and prayers right now.
Yeah, and whatever you do, make sure you protect your energy.
Protect your energy, man. Let us know in the comments if you feel like you identify more with the potato or the egg, and let us know why.
Yeah. And if you don't feel comfortable writing it on the post, inbox us, and we'll definitely love to hear from you.
All right, y'all. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and stay blessed.